And with us now is Toni Ungaretti from Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore in Maryland. We think Johns Hopkins Medical School, we think the Kerry School of Business. Toni, you're telling me that you're involved in a very unusual project at Johns Hopkins.
That is correct. I'm involved in a partnership that spans 5 schools in Johns Hopkins. Johns Hopkins is a very siloed institution with each of its schools basically standing on its own and paying a tax to the central office. In this case, 5 sets of faculty from the schools came together, created a program that would bridge business, education, medicine, nursing, and public health. And the point of the program is to provide support for the teaching skills of persons who are in leadership positions in the medical field, and also to provide them with skills in educational leadership and educational research.
It sounds like a fascinating project. Is it up and running? Is it about to get up and running? And
yes, we have this joke that our mascot is the frill shark, which is an ancient vertebrate that has a 4-year gestation period. Only this took longer to birth. It took us 10 years to develop it, and we launched it in fall of 2011 on site at Johns Hopkins. And then we launched it in fall 2012 as an online global program.
So anyone who's interested can get details?
Absolutely.
Okay. So what brings you, I mean, that sounds like a fascinating project. How come you have time to take to visit us here in Africa? What brings you to this conference?
Well, when I heard about the conference, I have to tell you that the reason why I came is I had never been here. And I thought, wouldn't it be great to just see a part of the world you had never seen? And I've been deeply involved in problem-based learning in education, in medicine, and in business. And the opportunity to take that concept with some colleagues that I've been working with on that particular topic and share it here, and to think about how could it inform our work here and our work globally, and particularly in developing areas where they can approach education with fresh eyes and a fresh approach. They're not held back by the traditions that many of us are held back by.
So did you have any preconceptions about this conference before you got here?
Absolutely not. When I got here, I just thought, well, I'd be presenting, maybe get a couple ideas. And this thing has blown my mind. It has been transformative. It has made me look at every aspect of my life in America and my approach to teaching very differently. The different perspectives, the approach of the people in South Africa, so warm, so welcoming, and so open to share not just the good that they do and the great things that they've accomplished, but also to say, here are our problems, can you help and contribute your thoughts and ideas as they are working on those problems? That takes a lot of courage, and that is so impressive.
Have you been out on any of the learning journeys?
Yes, I was on the journey that went to Johannesburg. I went to the Carlton Tower, we went to Hollard, and we went to MultiChoice. And to see the different populations, the different things that have been accomplished, and the impact that South Africa is making in South Africa, in Africa, and globally, it was really impressive.
Is there a single image from that journey that stood out for you?
I think the image that really struck me was seeing the buildings in MultiChoice with all these satellite dishes that were pointed and capturing from all over the globe and distributing it across Africa. It was just like this amazing portal for information in and out of South Africa. That was incredible. I guess I should also say, in addition to the learning journey on Monday, when we went to visit the communities, I visited the HIV clinic, and the incredible issues that these researchers are facing in terms of understanding this disease and trying to work with a population, not trying to impose their values on them, but trying to work within the value system of the population to make change and make difference, was incredibly impressive. And the amount of resources they've been able to garner and their own understanding of, we've become such a big organization, we're now a mid-sized business with none of our leadership prepared to lead this, and what can we learn from business, was just really exciting to see that.
So what are you going to take back to Johns Hopkins, to the project that you're working on, that you're involved
Well,
with?
I'm taking back 2 things specifically. One, the HIV clinic, we have faculty at Hopkins that are very deeply involved, obviously, in this kind of work, and to make the connections. They already have a connection with Johns Hopkins, but the idea of trying to make stronger bridges with some of the schools at Johns Hopkins that go beyond just strictly the medical school. And then secondly, when we were visiting at Hollard, we had an entrepreneur there whose work is trying to provide health care for that kind of mid-level that's left out of healthcare in South Africa, and he is looking for ways to build partnerships. And I know we have in our nursing school, in our medical school, and in our public health school, students and faculty are always coming over here, and the idea of if we could connect with that particular, it's called Happy Health. If we could connect to Happy Health and create a conduit for our students to be trained, for our faculty to work with them, and they could take their knowledge and what they've developed and provide it in a way that could be sustainable in a business model, that's really exciting.
Toni, thank you for sharing that with us.
Well, it's been a delight. Thank you.